Where is Bitcoin going? So like in the second or third week of October, I mentioned two scenarios where Bitcoin can play out. Scenario A going up on the screen now. All right, so this is scenario A. I decided to draw it out so you guys can kind of get an idea of what I'm looking at here or how I'm seeing things. This is the ideal setup. We reach all-time highs, like I said, we pull back, we consolidate, start breaking into new highs, and bam, we break out into astronomical levels of Bitcoin towards the end of the cycle. That's scenario one. And then we had scenario B, which in my mind was the potential outcome. Here's that clip. Now, as me being someone who is a long and short biased trader, meaning I trade up and I trade down, you also have to look at what could happen if that scenario does not happen. And this is what I think could be the second scenario. We test all-time highs, we pull back, right? And we take an even bigger pullback and potentially going down into these white levels here, levels that we haven't seen since May, down here at around between 30 to 40,000 pretty much. The contrarian part of me wants to say that scenario B is what's going to happen, just because when there's too many people overly biased on one side, the opposite thing tends to happen. And I've learned a lot about that this past year with the stock market. So as we can see, scenario B happened to the T. You can even see my FTX chart on the screen right now. Bitcoin pretty much hit the exact levels that we mapped out in that scenario. But that's the past. Where are we heading now? December 17th, 2021, what can we expect? Well, I mapped out a new projection for Bitcoin from here till March of 2022. Let's move out my projection real quick. This is currently where Bitcoin is at right now. We are at 46,250. These white lines that you see here are the projection model that I mapped out. And according to this, Bitcoin is going to have a pretty bearish December and start having a little turnaround come January of next year. Now, if we zoom in a bit here, we can see that Bitcoin is setting up a descending triangle, right? Let's hide this projection here real quick. And let me just draw out this thing that I'm looking at here. Boom. Boom, you can see descending triangle. In my opinion, this is setting up for a potential bull trap. What do I mean by that? Well, if we pull up the projection model again, get rid of the triangles, you can see this little breakout that you see right here, this little thing that hasn't happened yet. Yeah, that's a bull trap. It's pretty much a breakout out of this downtrend that you see here where people are going to think, oh, Bitcoin's going to actually reverse and start heading up to the upside again. But what's actually going to happen is all the bulls who are going to start buying into this breakout thinking we're heading higher, they're in for a trap and we're going to get them all right back down to these levels here. And once this bull trap happens here, it looks like pretty much for the rest of December going into January, we're going to be hanging out between this 50 and 40,000 mark, just kind of consolidating and downtrending a bit. And according to the projection here, it looks like going into mid-January is when we can actually start reversing the trend and start heading back to the upside. So in my opinion, right now, the dip is going to continue dipping. So if you're buying into Bitcoin, dollar cost averaging is always going to be your best friend. This is why it's super, super important to be taking profits, guys. During this last run that we had here in November where Bitcoin hit all-time highs, I was selling a lot of my altcoin positions. Not a lot, but I was selling percentages of them. I was cashing out. I was paying myself. I was taking profits because things like this happen. And with the coins that I sold and the profits that I take, I can buy into these dips, reaccumulate in this area and sell into the pops again. So what are my plans personally? I honestly haven't really bought much in this dip. I've only bought into one altcoin, Harmony 1, just dollar cost averaging into it. But I'm probably going to start repurchasing the dip anywhere towards end of December, beginning of January, when we're around this area right here. This is just Bitcoin, by the way, but keep in mind, Bitcoin moves the other coins as well. Just real quick, pull up Dogecoin here. I actually have some buy alerts at around, buy alerts. I have orders set to buy at around 10 and 11 cents on Dogecoin if we do drop to those levels. I officially sold all of my Cardano here in the mid twos. Don't hold any Cardano anymore. It's a weak altcoin in my opinion. Still holding my Solana, which has about 180 average, I believe. Ethereum probably going to chill in this area. May drop to the 3,500 mark. Here, let's draw this square here. I think it may come down to these levels, kind of bounce off of there. Polygon Matic looking pretty bullish here on the chart, but not a coin that I'm really interested in anymore. Avalanche has been solid, honestly. Wouldn't be surprised if Avalanche hit $200 mark. Shiba Inu. If you follow me on Instagram, you know exactly where I sold, right here. Sold my initial investment, taking no loss at the moment. Any Shiba that I own is currently profit. I'm honestly happy with the Shiba, and it's looking like it's a nice buy right now, I'm not gonna lie. However, it is possible for it to come down to this 0.00002296 level. I might actually buy a little bit of Shiba if it comes down here. Worst case scenario, if it comes down to these levels and it only bounces to up here, make a little quick 46% return. See, the thing is, a lot of people like to swing for home runs, guys. I just like to hit singles. I'll take 20 to 100% profits any day of the week. I will happily play these little bounces here, make a quick buck. Buy down here, sell some up here, continue holding some in case we keep on going up, and we go right back down to these levels. Well, guess what? I can sell for a break even, and I took some profits earlier. But that's pretty much it, guys. I'm not going to bore you with all these charts here. Hope this helps you guys out, and I'll see you in the next one.